Next up in the category of agriculture, the recipient of this award is CJ Cunningham. Congratulations, CJ.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Saturday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I'm going to talk about this evening's set of stories. Now, coming out of Manchester, the police them put on a decent spot of work in the early morning. Yeah, man. ClapWeh, a well-known criminal element that was most definitely wanted by them. Now, it is alleged that the police took out the criminal element out of his misery during a confrontation in Daviton in Manchester in the wee hours of this morning. Relatives of the deceased criminal element named him as Andre Knight, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Boxer. It is said that he is 41 years old, said to be a construction worker and a resident of Daviton. Now we are going to hear from head of the Manchester Police, that's Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, as he weighs in on this latest round of knockings and clappings by Officer Yeman Pick and team. Listen.
At 4:30 a.m., the police team came to this location with the intent of executing a search warrant. The house was breached, and on entering, they were confronted by a man who was armed with a firearm. The police responded, and the man was shot and injured. He was taken to the Mandeville Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. One firearm was also recovered.
Now, with that said, who remember this man presently on your screen? 29-year-old CJ Cunningham. He's also from the Daviton community in Manchester. He was taken out in a hail of bullets by a lone criminal element armed with a firearm at a construction site where he was laying some tiles in a house. CJ Cunningham was the 2022 Prime Minister Agricultural Awardee. Now, On The Spot News Media was reliably informed that the criminal element that was taken out by the police this morning was indeed the alleged Knockist and Copz involved in his untimely passing. A whole heap of people really was saddened about the passing of CJ Cunningham, as he was widely described as an upstanding citizen, a role model for the young youths in his era and also surrounding communities. So if Andre Knight, aka Boxer, was indeed the Knockist and Copz that took CJ life, I will say again, a job well done by the squad of them. Yeah, man. Now over there in the Westmoreland Police Division, I spoke about a different type of fatality we're going last Sunday, that's the 12th of May, where this man, presently on your screen, was taken out by a lone big stone. Yeah, man. He has since been identified as 38-year-old Alwyn Beckford, but more popularly known as Sheng in his community. Now the police have arrested and charged a 62-year-old man identified as Royston Dennis, otherwise known as shot in the streets, and a 24-year-old female identified as Sharika Dennis, also called Rika. Both are from the Hartford district in Westmoreland. Now, reports from the Savannah Lamar police is that sometime around 10 p.m., all three persons had a dispute which became physical. It is alleged that during that friction, Raitan and Sharika started throwing stones at Beckford, who sustained multiple injuries to the head. It is said that the now deceased man collapsed and was subsequently assisted to the hospital, where unfortunately for them, he was pronounced, you know what? Now, Royston and Sharika were subsequently arrested and charged later. All of that took place in front of their attorney. Now their court dates is being finalized. Now, Royston and Sharika, seems like father and daughter. Was it all worth it? I don't think so. Boy, may I tell you. Now over there in the parish of St. Catherine, a major investigation has been launched into the fatal knockings and clappings of two men in Berwick district in St. Catherine last night. Now the deceased men has since been identified as Jason Brown, a 40-year-old bar operator of Burton district, and also David Clark, otherwise known as Blacks in the streets, said to be a 39-year-old laborer from Berwick district. Now, the police report is stating that sometime around 11:20 p.m., both men and the bartender were at the bar in Berwick district, which is owned by Mr. Brown. It is said that the bartender was reportedly in the bathroom when loud explosions were heard, and both men were found suffering from what appears to be some carnap wounds to the upper body and head. It is said that the police were summoned and the scene processed. The bodies was removed to the hospital where they were officially pronounced, you know what. Now, no one knows for sure why these two men would have been taken out by criminal elements in such a fashion, as Jason Brown is said to be just a bar owner, and 39-year-old Blacks, that is David Clark, aka Blacks, is a man who just hustling at the streets, doing little work here and there, and come sit down, play two domino, drink a one rum, and just chill and bill. So on the Spot News Media will most definitely be taking a deeper look into this one and update you in subsequent newscast. Now over there in the Kingston Eastern Police Division, an 18-year-old criminal element has been charged by the police with a knockings and clappings with intent after he allegedly attacked a man in his yard in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Dunkirk community in Kingston earlier this month. Now charged is Kevin Levy, otherwise called Daniel R. Suarez. He's said to be of a Bray Street address in Dunkirk. So in addition to the wounding with intent charge, Daniel R. Suarez is also facing charges of possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. So the police report is suggesting that the knockings and clappings took place on Sunday, May 5th on Clark Street in Dunkirk, sometime around 3 a.m. It is alleged that Kevin Levy, aka Suarez, and two other criminal elements approached the man while he was in his yard and opened gunfire at him before escaping on foot in the area. It is said that the man received multiple carnap wounds to the upper body and was transported to the hospital where he was admitted in serious condition. An investigation was launched into the knockings and clappings, and the following operation took place, and Levy was taken into custody on Monday, May 13th. He was subsequently charged on Wednesday after a question and answer in the presence of his attorney. Now his court date is being finalized. Now the other two criminal elements is now wanted by the police, but are presently on the run. Now, for some decent spot of work put on by the squad of them, this firearm presently on your screen was seized by the police. This Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine attached in the Green Pan area of St. James. And these two firearms presently on your screen, one said to be a makeshift 12 gauge shotty and a Glock pistol, and 6 rounds was seized in St. Catherine in the community of Gregory Park. The police are stating that a person of interest was also taken into custody. So another decent spot of work again by the squad of them. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscasts. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.